Greetings! This is another Sprocket video, and today I would like to show you some of my heaviest designs. Well, no, these are the heaviest designs I have. And in a previous video I showed you this, the Ballista MBT. This thing right here weighs 80 tons. Every single tank in today's video will weigh more than this, although two of them are just slightly heavier. And none of them are above 100 tons because I just don't really make such vehicles, at least not intentionally. So yes, let's begin. Our first subject, just like the previously mentioned Ballista, is also an MBT. Now, this design will be very familiar if you have been around for a couple of years on this channel, because it's the best tank I have ever created in Scrap Mechanic. Yes, that game again. I can't seem to escape it. And I basically already told you what this tank is, so let's meet the one, the only, the myth, the legend, the pangolin main battle tank. Now, as I said, it's originally from Scrap Mechanic, and this is the original version. I kept a lot of features, but also added quite a few, like decorations, because the original one is just very bland. So, the AGS 108-6 Pangolin doesn't quite have a good armor profile, so let's take a look at it. As you can see, the front is as expected for an MBT, and the sides are rather weak, only 100mm thick, and the rear is well, that doesn't really matter. And the thing with this one is, it's quite a bit larger and heavier than I anticipated. The predicted weight range was around 60 tons, but before I actually made the hull, it was already 20 tons. So yeah, that's kind of a fail on my side, but at least I can show it in a heavy tanks video. Also, it has a 155mm smoothbore gun. Well, I don't know why I specified that it was smoothbore. It's not like you can make a rifled guns in this game. Anyways, also it has some funny features, although we have to see them in action in order to actually observe these features. So before we take a look at its performance, let's just appreciate this screenshot. I don't believe I said it before, but yes, you can actually replace these images with your own screenshots if you wish to do so. Let's go! Alright, this thing has hydraulic suspension, so you can tilt the hull forwards and backwards. Also, if you depress the gun, this hatch will open up. So yes, hydraulic suspension, funky gun depression thingy, big gun, rather slow tank with mediocre armor. That's all you need to know about the pangolin. And it's kind of ironic because in real life pangolins are known for being the armored mammals. Well, that's kind of the armadillos thing, but both are armored mammals. Boom. That seems to be a tiger cat. Now it's a dead tiger cat. Ouch, I kinda made an oopsie. But it doesn't matter. Oh, that was a lucky shot. Alright, we have seen the performance and my epic strategic fails, so now let's appreciate some of the details of this tank. You know, I have to admit, I don't really know what I'm doing when I'm designing modern military equipment. I'm more of a World War II and interwar period kind of guy. So if you observe any bad design choices to be corrected on this vehicle, do let me know in the comments, because I do not know what I am doing. But overall, I think this pangolin main battle tank turned out to be quite nice. And yes, I even made some fans below these bars. They are kinda hidden and you don't really see them from any angle, but they are there. Also, this is an auxiliary engine unit designed to power the tank's electronics whenever the main engine is not running. So yes, this thing is very cool looking, although as I said, I really don't know what I'm doing whenever I am designing modern tanks like this, so yeah. So the second design in this video doesn't have HGS in its name. I know, shocking. It's actually a German tank designed for a small little competition for a small little Discord server, and the theme was make your own tiger tank, and that's exactly what I did. Meet the säbelzahntiger, or saber-tooth tiger. Now, this thing is quite a heavy tank, and I really pushed the weight limitations because it was 80 to 85 tons and it weighs 81.5 tons. And I took advantage of the given maximum armor values. The front is 190mm thick. The sides, they can be half of the front, although I decided against that and went for slightly lower armor to ensure that I don't make my tank a bit heavier than it was supposed to be. And the rear is half of the sides thickness. And I experimented with a little something here, and that's volumetric armor, so you can see that the 90mm plate on this side is actually 90mm thick. Even on the top you can see that. And that was a stupid idea. It adds nothing to the design, but I had fun making it. And yes, you know what, let's see how it performs. Let's go. Or should I say los geht's, because it's a German tank. Alright, let's test these double 88s. Well, I bent one shot at least. Boom, dead. Another one. Overall, this thing is quite a pain to play. Like, I have played at least 20 games both on this map and on Taiga, and I guess this is the one that gets into the video. So there's a 100mm strip of armor both above and below the gun mantlet. I guess that's where they are hitting me constantly. And also behind the guns there's a 200mm plate, I think. That could also be a reason why this thing might be very easy to take out, but I really don't know what was the reason for my constant dying. So yes, this thing is a pain to play, and overall the 288s are not that effective, to be quite honest, and the mobility is actually fine for an 81 tons tank, but where it shines the most is the engine deck. Yes, this is the part of the tank I'm the most proud of. I mean, just look at it. This is a great engine deck in my very humble opinion, and totally unbiased opinion. So yes, this was the fictional German säbelzahntiger Wunderwaffe. So, the last tank in this video is also, unsurprisingly, the heaviest. Now, my long-time viewers may guess this vehicle based on its description alone, which is the largest tank I have ever designed, and it has several turrets. And to the recent commenter who wanted to see this exact tank built in Sprocket, don't worry man, I've got you. So let's take a look at the Sprocket version of the myth, the legend, the one and only, the Hydra super heavy tank. This thing is quite a big boy. So its length is 10.75 meters, its width is 4 meters, and its height is 4.5 meters. So this thing is rather tall, and it has 8 functional turrets. The 9th one, being the AA one, is only decorative because I ran out of crew members to assign and internal space, but otherwise this would have also had 2 functional guns. Now the thing with this one is, it weighs 91 tons. That means I cannot spawn it into any interwar scenario, so yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But looking at the armor profile, yeah, 75mm here and here, everywhere else it's 50, even on the rear. That's quite a good armor profile if you ask me, and it explains why this thing is so heavy. Although, as large as it may seem, the other Sprocket community members built much larger tanks before, so in terms of land chips this is actually quite small in terms of Sprocket scales. Now let's see what it can do. And as I said, I can't exactly spawn it in any scenario, so we have to be satisfied with this sandbox. So it has one main turret, and it houses 2 105mm howitzers. It has 3 secondary turrets, 2 on the front, 1 in the rear, and these house only a single 57mm gun. And it has 4 tertiary turrets, and all of them have a single 37mm gun. So basically this translates to a large amount of firepower. Also, it only has a 445 horsepower engine because of current game limitations, but I have brought the best out of that single engine. I believe the horsepower to weight ratio is below 5. However, it can turn very quickly and has a top speed of around 12 km per hour, and that's actually really good for such a large vehicle. Now let's take a look at it a bit closer. As you can see, the secondary turrets have 2 crew members in them. The tertiary turrets have only 1 crew member in them, and even that crew member theoretically has to sit down on the floor of the turret basket to fit in, so that's rather uncomfortable. And the engine deck might be too small for the theoretically 2 445 horsepower engines. Well, hopefully the internals update can solve this issue by actually introducing a mechanic where you can actually have 2 engines, but so far that's not a thing, unfortunately. There are these hatches everywhere. You can see the driver's position, which, fun fact, on the original vehicle it was between the 2 frontal turrets, but I moved it further towards the middle, where it actually has some space for it. So, as I said, this is a tank that's actually too heavy to fight in its interwar era scenarios, so you won't be able to see gameplay of it, unfortunately. But that might not be a big issue because it probably wouldn't perform very well. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for paying attention. If you like the video, hit the dislike button. If not, hit the dislike button. If you want to, you can unsubscribe and tell me in the comments which tank was your favorite and why was it the Hydra super heavy tank. Anyways, bye.